December 2023, Coach Pat, Aim High Academy in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we always include Jesus when we're doing gymnastics. We've been on a series, Effective Gymnastics Teaching, Coaching, Instructing. We looked at the skill acquisition to mastery ladder, and then we said we're going to look at some basics in helping kids get their skills. We're going to look at some natural, physical, and cognitive differences between kids and some how-tos with more of those and other discussions. So the basics, we said basic number one, be patient, give it time. Skill approximation to acquisition to mastery takes hundreds to thousands of reps over years of time. Then we said, number two, be patient, give it time, in case we didn't get it the first time. And then we said, number three, let's understand physical, how kids handle their bodies, and cognitive, mental, how kids handle things in the learning process in their minds, cognitive abilities and skills, those tools that we use to process information, recognize patterns, and analyze problems. We said there were 4 types. We said there was attention, there was memory, logic and reasoning, and auditory, visual processing. With a lot of discussion coming down the road on the auditory part, we said each child's development of these skills is dependent upon their life experience, natural giftings, education, home life, nutrition, physical factors, etc. All right, so now something new. Number 4, basics. To effectively teach all the students in our class, it requires that we observe and study each student to determine their cognitive abilities, their learning styles, we'll discuss that shortly, and their natural physical abilities, also to be discussed shortly, so that we can best guide them into acquiring gymnastic skills for themselves. Now, we are workers, we are paid instructors, teachers, coaches, so we need to work hard at our craft. We need to become better at that. This requires diligence, effort, and once again, due diligence on our part. We shouldn't teach in a one-style-fits-all method because our students don't learn in a one-style-fits-all. We've got to work at helping all of the kids. All right, let's move on to some natural, physical, and cognitive differences between kids that factor into how do I teach and reach this particular child so that they will learn. Note this, all children are not the same in how they are put together. So number 1, we have to understand the difference in natural physical ability between children. They're not all the same. We are not all created equal in regards to our affinity for a particular sport or activity. We all are created equal in how God loves us. We all have God-given talents that we use in walking out His plan for our lives, but not everybody's talents are in the gymnastics realm or even in another sports realm. Years ago, I had a young man named Owen that was getting frustrated with his gymnastics, and he said, Coach Pat, I'm just not a sports boy. So while gymnastics is a quality and healthy activity for most, not all, but most children, one that helps them handle their body better, not every child is destined, however, to be an Olympic or even a team gymnast. In fact, maybe 10% might have the ability to be a team gymnast. Really down the road, maybe only 1% actually get there. So natural physical abilities will vary widely between kids. Also, we need to understand natural body types, how that affects kids learning in gymnastics. Fancy word for that is somatotypes. So differences in their size, bone structure, shapes, etc. Very different between kids. One type of body style lends itself to doing well on balance beam. There's another one that lends itself to doing bars, but kids have different shapes, are put together different, that will affect their gymnastics. Also, number 3, understand the differences in natural coordination levels between students. Natural coordination levels between students. Coordination, we've got fine motor coordination, like that helps us write and things. We have what we call gross motor skills, gross motor coordinations, that how we handle large activities like running, etc. Kids are very different, very, very different in those. You know, we see the one child that we might tease. If you walk across the floor, Johnny, and there's a paper clip, you trip over at the paper clip. And then you have the other kids that you throw the first baseball at them with the first baseball bat, and they knock it out of the park. Different natural coordination levels between kids. So understand, they're not all going to be the same in how they handle their bodies. Let's look at one, maybe two more here. Okay, understand the difference in children's current learning capacity. We kind of talked about that, didn't we, with cognitive skills and cognitive tools and abilities. Kids are very different at any given point in time and how much they can learn. Some kids can take in a lot and learn a lot in our 1 hour class. Some are not going to be able to pick up very much in the 1 hour class. We have to give it time. I do want to hit one more. Understand we're hitting these all in a very basic format. I encourage you to take the time to look up these terms and look up these concepts more on your own and study them out. Well, let's look at one more. We need to understand the difference in natural strength and flexibility between kids. Some kids are naturally strong. Some kids are not naturally strong. Some kids are very flexible. Some kids are not very flexible. So we have to help them learn how to learn gymnastic skills within their flexibility and their strength differences. All right, I think we're going to stop here. Next time we're going to take a long look at learning styles, differences in learning styles, how that affects the way kids learn. See you on the next video.